Welcome back. I've got another Diablo 4 loot run. This time it's going to be a loot loop, which means you do not need to log out after the dungeon. We want to be at the ruins of Rakhat Keep in a circle. We're going to be heading over to Ironhold and then back to Steadfast Barracks, then back to Ironhold. The beauty about this, if you're a solo D4 player like myself, you're going to be able to run through this, get a ton of loot, and not have to log out at all, which I don't know about you guys, but the loading times between logging in and logging out is kind of frustrating, a bit of a waste of time. So, Ironhold, first thing you want to do, go get the Jailer key, just skip all the mobs, there's not many elite packs or anything in that first part of the dungeon. We're going to get to the mini event, we're going to take that out, and we're hunting down the two big dense elite packs which spawn every single time in Ironhold. The best thing about these dense elite packs is they drop legendaries, and in this run through you'll see at the end, actually I'll save it for the end just to show you how much awesome loot I got. I'm not going to tell you the purpose until we get to the end of the video, but essentially step one, find the first dense elite pack. We're going to take them out, we're going to pick up all the gear that we desire. I find in Ironhold, if you get close to these objects, it's worth picking it up just for the slight bit of backtracking you need to do to find the second dense elite pack. We're now going to hunt to the other side of the map to find the second elite pack. We had a conduit pylon, which is nice. This updated spec I'm running, it's got more movement speed, but the damage output's a little bit lower. But finding the movement speeds a more than worthy enough trade-off, especially when I'm doing Hell Tides. So once we take out this second dense elite pack, we're going to pick up all the loot that we want, and then we're going to teleport out of the dungeon. We're not going to teleport back to the main city. You just want to teleport out of the dungeon. So we're going to fix up our inventory here. You can see I'm leaving a few yellows on the ground. You'll understand why at the end. Run over to the barracks. Now we want to do a full barracks clear. Now, you might say to yourself, God, that's a waste of time, but there's a lot of elite packs in here. There's also a lot of mini events in this dungeon, and the dungeon pathing is quite tight. So we need to find 3 of these obelisks to take out, and then they spawn an elite. You can skip this elite, but elite packs have a chance to drop legendary and ancestral gear, so it's worth killing them. We're going to do a big circle of the first section of the barracks. We actually ran into the Butcher in this run through, which slowed me down a little bit. It's really frustrating because Butcher's a bit of a challenge. Not so much now that I'm close to level 80, but you think with how long it takes to kill him, he would drop better loot. It's a bit unfortunate. I do hope Blizzard re-look at this because they have updated the Helltide boss. Please update Butcher, Blizzard, please. Going to take out the big boy, and then we're going to go find the second obelisk. So you see I'm just hugging the outskirts of this map because these obelisks are in rooms on the outside of the map. Every time elite spawn after you kill it, the elite spawn is RNG. It's not always the same, so just stay on your toes. We've got a fire elite mob there. Lucky my build's quite tanky. I can stand in the bad and just press M1. I'm going to go find the third obelisk, and once we've killed the third one, it opens up the doorway to the next part of this dungeon. This dungeon alone, if you're looking for experience outside of Nightmare dungeons, which I don't suggest after the patch, this is a really good experience dungeon. But if you package this into the Ironhold run, you're going to run out with a lot of experience. As you can see here, we just got a cursed pylon. I kept the footage sped up here because it's kind of annoying how these mobs just trickle out bit by bit. But if you're lucky enough or doing enough damage to get the timer, you're going to get a gold chest at the end, as well as an extra elite pack that spawns once the timer runs out, so it's worth doing them. You can see we got another elite pack spawn up here, and up a little bit further, we actually got a cursed chest as well. So good thing about barracks, it's got all these little dungeon events, which more chance for elites to spawn. You can see here, I got the massacre tick like within 20 seconds of this cursed chest. I wish the timer just automatically spawned the elite once you filled up the bar. I'm hoping these quality of life changes happen in the future. Going to open up that chest, and we're essentially looking for a mob, which will be a skull on the map. Again, I'm just hugging the outsides to find him. Going to clean up all the elite packs on the way through. Once we find the skull, we're going to take him out, and he's going to open up the key to the boss's room. Now, the boss in this dungeon is a little bit annoying. He's quite a lot tankier, and he does like a little teleport, which is annoying. So we're going to take this boss out, pick up the loot that we want. We're going to sort our inventory out. Once that's done, we're going to teleport out of the dungeon. And then guess what? Heading back over to Ironhold. As you can see, I've just done 2 dungeons back to back. I haven't had to log out, and now I'm back in Ironhold, and it's reset. So the best thing about this loot loop is you can literally run between these 2 dungeons back to back to back to back. There's no limit. I have done this a few times just to test it, and it does work. So it saves you logging out of the game, and if you're a solo player, this is a great way to find gear. This new spec that I'm running, I had to farm a few aspects, and I'm also looking for specific gear. So on this last run through, we're going to take out the 2 dense elite packs. And you may or may not have picked it up by now, but all I'm doing is picking up legendaries and ancestral yellows. And at the end of this run through, I ended up with an entire inventory full of ancestral and legendary gear, which is crazy. There was actually a couple of ancestral upgrades in there, which I didn't record in the footage because I need to roll them and get the right aspects. So as you can see, about 20-25 minutes of my time I took in total to do this. Depending on the spec that you're running, I'm running like a kind of like a teleport werewolf stormclaw modified. I don't know. I've just put a build together. It's doing its job. This is my inventory at the end of all 3 runs. My backpack was getting full, so I need to go back to the town and sell whatever I don't need. But you can see I got 3 legendaries. One of the rings here, or the braces, I think it was, it dropped a really good imprinted aspect, which I'm gonna. It was the ring, yeah. I'm going to upgrade that to get a little bit more additional lightning damage and slap it on one of my rings. Anyway, this is a great solo loot loop. Hope you guys are enjoying these dungeon grinds. They're amazing. Hope you beautiful people have a lovely night. Peace out, legends. I'll see you in the next video.